Hello and welcome back to Silent Partner. Here with me, I am Teach, and this is the Bible, a synopsis. Today we will be looking at the book of Habakkuk. So without further ado, grab a pen, pad, and some type of writing implement so you can take your notes. I will be reading through my notes. While I'm reading through my notes, you should be taking your own notes and we should be learning together. Okay, now if you're here for the first time, thank you very much for joining us today. Don't forget to check out the library and you'll see everything from the beginning all the way up to the book of Habakkuk. And if you are a regular viewer to the channel and you support my channel, thank you so much for your support and your contribution. Also, I just want to say thank you to all of those who are continuing to pass on the messages to friends and family and so forth. Thank you again for your continued support. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the book of Habakkuk. Are we ready? So the book of Habakkuk. The book of Habakkuk, first of all, I just want to say, it just kind of reminds me of today. The last 2 or 3 I've done over the last 2 or 3 weeks, it just continuously reminds me of, it's almost like it was written for today. Some of these ones, the last week's message was like it was written for today. This message is like it's written for today. If you can't remember last week's, go back and have a look and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, the book of Habakkuk. It's a short book, but it's very profound, as I was just saying. It's found in the Old Testament, or we can say it's also found in the Hebrew Bible. It captures a deeply personal dialogue between God and between the prophet Habakkuk. Now, first and foremostly, it was written during a time of turmoil in the kingdom of Judah, and that's believed to be around the late 7th century BC. It reflects Habakkuk's struggle, and this is where we go into it now. It reflects Habakkuk's struggle with his faith, with his apparent, with the apparent triumph of evil in the world, especially as Israel faces oppression from the Chaldeans, which is the Babylonians. In the first chapter of the book begins with Habakkuk's heartfelt lament, expressing his deep distress over the rampant injustice, violence, and corruption he witnesses among his own people. He questions why God seems silent in the face of such wrongdoing. Habakkuk directly addresses God, questioning why God allows injustice and violence to persist, expressing his anguish over the rampant wickedness and asking why God seems so indifferent to the plight of the righteous. In the second chapter, emphasizes God's sovereignty and the certainty of justice as he reassures Habakkuk that seemingly delayed judgment of the Lord will indeed come. In response, God reveals to the prophet that he will raise up the Babylonians, Chaldeans, a ruthless nation, as an instrument of justice against Judah's corruption. Now, this answer, however, troubles Habakkuk even further, as he grapples with the idea that such a wicked nation could be used as an instrument of divine justice and also being used to punish God's chosen people. The prophet then offers a heartfelt lament and asks God to provide further clarity and assurance leading to God's assurance that righteousness will ultimately prevail. Now, later in the second chapter, God assures Habakkuk that the Babylonians too will face judgment for their arrogance and cruelty. So, the central topic of the book is a famous passage that states, "The just shall live by faith." And this highlights the importance of trust in God's ultimate plan. Through a series of woes, God condemns the greed, the oppression, and the idolatry of the Babylonians, affirming his ultimate justice. Now, in the final chapter, chapter 3, there is a prayerful psalm in which Habakkuk expresses his faith, his praise, and his acknowledgement of God's majesty because of God's past acts of deliverance, and he expresses trust in God's sovereignty. Despite the impending hardships, Habakkuk declares his unwavering faith that he will rejoice in the Lord and find strength in him. The book of Habakkuk reminds us to always stand in faith, justice, and hope. And it offers a powerful reminder to trust God's plan even in the midst of uncertainty and suffering. So the book concludes with a powerful reminder that true faith endures even in times of trouble. We need to remember that. And this has been Habakkuk. Thank you.